Philadelphia. That is the official crack of tailgate season, of Howie season. Welcome to August. We will have actual, somewhat real football to talk about after Thursday. That is why I'm here. Plus, I keep telling you that Cooper DeJean is a safety, is a Malcolm Jenkins type of player where he can play anywhere, and you are stuck in that Super Bowl interception with him in the slot. And it is fucking killing the discourse, and we'll get into that too. But I think we're going to start where you think I'm going to start, is with the trade of Jakorian Bennett, which is an awesome name, first of all. And yes, Thomas Booker is gone. And I don't even need to tell you or analyze this to let you know that Howie won the trade. And this is probably not another Vic Fangio signing at all. My go-to on these things, if I don't really know who the player is, and you probably didn't know too, I'm a Fran Duffy guy 100% out of 100 times. I trust his evaluations and work very much. And when he describes somebody as a small Ringo, I'm not exactly that enthused, okay? Especially when big Ringo is getting his ass kicked by smallish Adoree Jackson. There's just so many things that we can get into with that, and I will. And what does the Bennett thing mean? I think it means a lot of what the talking points you probably heard from some of those favorite people of your own as well. Is this about Eli Ricks? Probably. And getting some depth there? Absolutely. Is this about the CB2 battle? Is Ringo in trouble? Yes. He has been since camp started. So I'm thinking you're getting as many bodies as possible. I do not think by any means that Bennett is going to be a starter. And if he is starting, you're probably in deep trouble, injury or talent or otherwise. But really, this was all about opportunity. Even if you want to tell me this is about Gabe Hall's progression or Ty Robinson's progression at training camp, great. I think all of those things are true, somewhat accurate. And again, we're still in the training camp stuff mode. This is just stuff and we're analyzing all of it. But Howie Roseman, this is just classic him. This is like celebrating an A.J. Brown touchdown. You're just fucking mesmerized every time that it happens. Raiders fans are absolutely pissed off about this. They should be. All the stuff with Wilkins happening, Howie smells blood in the water. He looks and he sees that you are desperate for a defensive tackle, and before anyone else can really act on it, a deal is already done. He has made his roster better. Yours look better on paper, but in reality, it's not going to help you win football games, and Booker was not going to help the Eagles win football games here too. If you read all of the training camp reports on the rotations of every D tackle, including a 26-pound slender Jordan Davis. I guess I should have said 26 pounds less, but you know what I meant on that. It's just good. It's good to get depth in here, and here is what I'll say. You could have avoided literally all of this. You could have avoided all of this. They don't know who CB2 is. You know who your guy is before you even step into training camp. That's the whole point of OTA. You heard nothing but this is Ringo's spot, that he has as much ceiling as Quinyon Mitchell, and that was coming from a couple of beat reports, and you're going like, give me a fucking break here. The disservice to Q continues throughout this offseason, and regardless of all that, yes, you're going to have to figure out who is your guy in this. But let me take you to where I've been taking you for the last couple of weeks. I find it very interesting that they double down on corner, and even when their second-round pick in Drew Makuba, who finally comes back to practice, and maybe that's why they didn't do anything, because they knew it was minor, and ever since camp, just knowing that Drew Makuba might need some time off, Cooper DeJean has been with the ones. And everyone is telling me that this is just normal cross-training stuff. This is a lot of fucking time if you're anticipating even Cooper DeJean just being in base all of the time. If he's a base safety, guess what they are doing? They are getting ready to move him there because Reed Blankenship won't be here next year. He's not going to be here next year. So what do you really need to find? Do you need to find another safety? Probably not. You probably need a next nickel corner to stick next to, Bond and Jahad Campbell. And again, I know it is early and I know we don't really see this, but that to me is the difference maker in should Cooper DeJean be mainly at the nickel, not with Jahad Campbell here. I'm sorry. You'll understand once he gets his coverage skills down, because that man can cover all sorts of the ends of the earth. Plus, I just keep seeing Cooper DeJean coming with a full head of steam on a crosser versus backing up for it. I don't believe that they're lining this thing up for Cooper DeJean to be their long-term nickel. I think they want Makuba and DeJean in the back, and Reed Blankenship becomes a third-round pick, or, fourth or fifth or whatever. I don't think what they're doing is some light transition. This might be year one of you're going to learn safety, because when Reed leaves, you're going to be there. And if Makuba, for whatever reason, cannot start at safety to begin the year, I could really see them trying to figure out who's nickel before who is their replacement safety. I could absolutely see them try to find a temporary nickel during this transition, and then a long-term nickel as well. And I keep hearing the same things when I suggest this. Don't fix what isn't broken. Why are you trying to move him out of the slot? Because it's already broken. It is already broken. There is not Darius Slay there. There is not CJ back there. And that, to me, is more telling than anything. They're not stupid. They're not just doing this out of complete money. And maybe they are cutting bait with CJ a little too early. I'll acknowledge that. But your CB2 is also taken care of if you have Jair Alexander and not fucking Keely Ringo right now. Yeah. 8 games or not as a starter, that would help you so much more right now. So much more. He has not yet been injured in Baltimore during training camp, for what it's worth. And if you think I'm overreacting to most of this stuff, I might be. I welcome it. I welcome it. What do you want me to have, fucking WNBA takes? Ugh. And that's not a shot at the sport. That's a shot at all the fucking football writers that want to stick their neck out and be like, oh, yeah, I'm a WNBA analyst now. But yeah, I'm just looking at the next step here. Just like we know Nakobe Dean will not probably be here long term. We're seeing what Jordan Davis is able to do in his 5th-year option. And I have a lot of optimism, even though there's a lot of people in our Discord that still call him fat. And I just don't see long term keeping Cooper DeJean at nickel is a disservice to him and to the entire defense. I don't know why it's fucking insulting. Can you help me with that? Why is it insulting? This man is never going to play outside because he's 6 feet tall. It's the same problem. You got small Ringo. He's only playing inside. The difference between nickel and safety is little fucking 10 yards, 15. And he's so special as an athlete that he can do both. So why the fuck are we pigeonholing him into one or the other when coming into this thing we were asking the same question? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a Super Bowl pick. It is. It's the pick 6. You never don't ever touch a thing. Well, sorry, Howie touched it already. That's why fucking Bennett's here. And by the way, it is not just unique to the safety position. Jahan Dotson and wide receiver 3 is the same thing. We know that Jahan Dotson is going to start at wide receiver 3, and we know he's not going to be here next year. Same thing. Same Reed Blankenship thing. So when we're watching the Bengals game tomorrow night or on Thursday, depending on when you're listening to this, even though half of these wide receivers that are going to make incredible plays are going to end up on the practice squad or just not even on this team anymore, they're still competing with wide receiver 3 in 2026. They know that. They know that they're competing with Dotson right now, and maybe they can get to wide receiver 4 or 5 and hang on and be ready for wide receiver 3 because they'll have a leg up, but that is what's happening now. And for the same reason that I keep believing that the Eagles are preparing for the counterpunch, you don't go have an offseason in Houston with Jahan Dotson and Jalen Hurts and then see in training camp tweets for the first week and a half about crossers over the middle with not only Jahan Dotson, but with Dallas Goedert as well. By the way, Cooper DeJean, I don't care if Dallas Goedert fell down or not. He had a pick today at safety. So for the first time in a very long time, and a lot of the stuff that I was talking about with Jamie on the last episode, I am so excited for preseason for the long term. Not what's happening next, but for the long term. There is a lot of things to solve, and I'm honestly blown away by the fact that no one has ever thought, what would Makuba and Cooper DeJean look like as your 2 safeties? That would be fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. And you're telling me you don't want that. Oh, because he's too valuable at nickel. You're wasting him at nickel at that point. You're wasting him. Oh, I think you guys are going to see it. I think, and I hope that we see a little bit of Jahad Campbell. And I have never been so fired up coming off of a Super Bowl to see this much talent competing for a lot of important positions, short-term and long-term. There's a lot of shit to figure out. It's just the summertime. Crack another beer. Crack another cocktail. Make sure that you are signed up for the Watching the Birds Social Club because we literally only have about 25 spots left for the season, and that means kick-ass hats, a lot of group meetings, a lot of tailgates, a lot of free 2 moods, a lot of free jerky, beef jerky, and a lot of other stuff. I am so excited to see you this season, and I am so excited to talk to our good friend Nanks from the land down under. So we're going to both react to this preseason game over the weekend. And by the way, all members are automatically qualified to co-host this. And if you want, but you don't have to purchase a hat to get on the show, just jump into the Discord and say, I want to be on the show. All of that stuff is down in the description of the podcast. I can't wait to see you at open practice. Go Birds!